Right, so we're back. So soon already, I know, right? I've unzipped my coat, make it look like it's a different day. It's not, it's the same fucking day. But, you know, you've got to be productive with these videos, and this is what I'm trying to do. So we'll see if we can get multiple videos out during the week, or I don't want it to be where I do like one every like month, because it's just never gonna grow. And I'm trying to make this grow. I'm trying to make this a thing. We'll see what happens. But anyway, we'll do a toolbox tour. I think that's pretty much the next thing to do, because if anybody did watch the last video, straight away they're gonna go, that's an Epiq toolbox, and I want to see it. Like, if you're watching these videos for like the trade, the mechanics, anything like that, you're gonna know what this is. So I feel like that's the right thing to do next. So that's what I'm gonna do. Basically, what the box is, it's an Epiq 84. So I've got the bottom, obviously, bench, if you roller, cab, whatever you want to call. Hutch and then locker. Now, because somebody will say the hutch and locker, they are a different colour. So hutch and locker is candy apple, and the bottom is just the standard red. I don't know what it's called, it's just red. Now, I bought the bottom box a couple of years ago, second hand. Saw it as a deal on Facebook, and it was just too much of a good deal to pass up. So before this, I had a classic 72. No, it's classic 96. Sorry, you know, the double stack. Had one of them, and it was good. I enjoyed it, but I wanted a bench, because before that box I had a Mac Tech Series bench thing, and I enjoyed the bench aspect. So went back to that. So bought this box very, very cheap. So that was the bottom box. Now, it didn't have a top, and I wanted to get a top, but Snap-on's tops are a lot of money. So I found a kitchen countertop for £50 on Facebook, which fits lovely. Which I'll show you in a minute, and everyone can take the piss out of me. But I don't have a spare grand and a half for a top. That's 50 quid, and it does the same job for me. So that's pretty much that. And I mean, the fact that as well that they're not matching colours, you can kind of tell that it doesn't really bother me. I mean, they're both red. They both got black trim, so that's good enough for me. And you know, I'm very much a person that I use my tools. I love seeing these toolbox tours that are like pristine and they're so well laid out. It's very, very, you know, nice to see. But mine is not like that. I mean, mine's relatively well laid out, but I still like to, you know, use the tools as what they're for. So my tools will be dirty, my tools will be, you know, used, but that's what they're for. You know, you don't buy Snap-on for a lifetime warranty not to have tools to be used. That's what I think anyway. But yeah, so I will start going through the toolbox now, rather than showing you my ugly mug, and we'll see what happens. All right. So this is basically obviously the view of it. So we'll start off by just going up to the work centre, if that's what you want to call it. I don't use it as a work centre. I see people that have got laptops, TVs, all that kind of stuff. I don't have it as that. I use it as an actual bench. So I've got my gloves, diag, so it's Hortel, works good enough for me, does all my diag that I need it to do, does, you know, brake releases, all that kind of stuff. I'm not massively into doing diag at the minute. I used to, but currently with my current setup going on, I'm just kind of working on buying and selling at the moment. As it carries on, I will start to buy more. From my background, I used to be a master tech at Nissan. So I am used to doing fairly in-depth diag, but when you're sort of, you know, doing bits on the side yourself, it's a little bit harder. Anyway, shelf, keys, just general junk up there. Again, parts. So these are the parts, the engine which I'm currently rebuilding, just chucking it up here. Torches, pretty self-explanatory. Pump torch, head torch, all that general jazz, generally pretty self-explanatory. Locker. So I've had the locker and the hutch for roughly, I'd say, 2 to 3 months, so it's not really set up how I want it to, but we're getting there. So this currently is just sort of consumables. So we've got greases, lubricants, sprays, blue roll, you know, extra wire, all that kind of stuff. Same again on this second. So we've got cable ties, O-rings, washers, grinding disc, flappy disc, bulbs, gas from the torch, all that kind of stuff. Down to this next one. So that's a big bush tool kit. It's quite heavy, and I used to have it in my bottom drawer, but it's quite nice to have it up here. It makes your life a little bit easier. Brake cleaner, WD-40, chargers. I want to do something with this because I don't like how all the wires are showing, but we'll get there eventually. Next drawer down, this is all the kind of bigger, heavier stuff which isn't used all that much. So bolt cutters, big sets of Stilsons, jive shaft, end pullers, welding clamps, sealant guns, welding magnets, all that kind of stuff. I still use it from time to time, but just not all the time, so just top here. Now these next 3 drawers, don't judge me, but they're pretty much empty. As you can see, not a lot in them. I'm just kind of throwing stuff in them at the minute. So I do need to go through all of these and get a plan going so it can all be nice and organised and it looks lovely. But that's pretty much the locker for now. Still very handy. Underbonnet light, just up there, jump leads, grinding wheel, all that kind of stuff. So that's a Mac big lever bar. Use that all the time. Very, very handy for doing bottom board joints, all that kind of stuff. Right, now we actually start for the tools. So start off with a main drawer, well not main drawer, but power drawer. It's not a power drawer because this is an older snap-on box, but this is where I put all my power tools. So I'm all Milwaukee except these 2 snap-on. I used to be DeWalt and Mac, and they started to die on me, so time to upgrade and I went Milwaukee, and I'm glad I did. Very, very happy with all the Milwaukee stuff. Very, very powerful. How just easy they are to use, it's just, I very much like it. I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of people saying, why didn't you go snap-on? Just for the price difference. So for a loan, again being UK, so I bought 1/2-inch grinder, drill, what else did I buy? Battery ratchet and a 3/8. All of them, I think it was roughly like 800, 900. Now that's the price of 1 1/2-inch gun for snap-on. So that was kind of my reasoning behind it. Just the price difference is mega, and there's not a lot of difference in it. Obviously picked up a few more bits along the way. So I got the 3/8 little M12 gun, use that a lot. 1/2-inch stubby. I bought this and I didn't know if I was actually going to use it, but it's actually very, very handy. Now, this might sound lazy, but when you're taking wheels off with this one, and then say you're doing brakes, you want to get the carrier bolts off, it's instead of changing the socket, you just get your second gun. I know it sounds lazy, but it makes my life so much easier. And then, yeah, these 2 green little snap-on ones. I bought that bit driver a long time ago, just had it for ages. It's good for interior bits, under trays, all that kind of stuff. And then this was on the snap-on truck as a used one for 40 quid. So I was, stupid not to get it, and it's actually been quite good. I'm quite surprised how powerful this is. So that was all good, but that's for power tools. Socket drawer. This is obviously like the main drawer that everybody wants to see. Now, sockets, they were organised at one point, and then you start buying more, you buy more rails, and it just all goes to tits, really. So we've got impacts at the back, so we've got 1/2-inch deep, 1/2-inch deep, and then shallow wait, let me say that again. 1/2-inch deep and shallow, 3/8 deep and shallow, there we go. 3/8 impact wobbly, 1/2-inch wobbly, impact hex, turbo sockets, impact, Torx, adapters, 1/2-inch shallow chrome. I'm trying to get my words out, it's a lot harder than I thought actually, doing all this talking. Right, 3/8 deep, semi-deep and shallow chromes. I've got to stop saying as well. I realise I'll probably keep doing it in this video and everyone's probably going to get annoyed. 1/4 deep and shallow, a deep variety of Allen's, Torx, multi-spline, and what are they called? Ribe. There we go, think about that. Oil filter sockets, stubby, Allen keys, Torx, multi-spline, tamper-proof Torx, impacts, 1/4, deep and shallow, wobblies and shallows in impact of 3/8, sump sockets, multi-spline, Allen keys, Torx, 1/4 set of everything. Your Torx, your Phillips, all that kind of stuff. The generic set that everybody always has. Torx Plus, ease deep, shallow and deep, sorry. Then 12-sided, 1/2-inch and 3/8 deep and shallow. A few just various hub sockets, impacts, all that kind of stuff. That's pretty much it. Ratchets. So we've got 3/8, 1/4, 1/2-inch, all snap-on. I do like the flexi heads and I do like the soft grips. Now, I chose soft grips a long time ago and I just kind of stuck with it, but now I do regret it. I wish I went for the hard handles, because when they get oily and greasy, they just go horrible, and that's now where they're at. And I don't want to have to keep replacing handles over the years, so I think I'm just going to go to hard handles at some point. I've got a few just metals, which I like these. These the quarters I use all the time. 1/2-inch torque wrench, extensions, more extensions, a few more torque wrenches down the side here. Pretty basic stuff. Spanner drawer. So we've got 2 sets of 6 to 32. The reason I got 2 is because when you're doing, so especially for that, the reason I bought the 2 was for the press set. So you need 2 27s, and I used to use the Swan necks over there and a regular 27, but one day I just thought, no, I've had enough, I'm gonna get 2 different sets. Now they're not snap-on for a reason, they're the price. So these are Bergen, both sets. Now, a lot of people again will slate, oh, Bergen's, you know, cheap and they break. And I've had these sets for about 8 years and I've replaced a few spanners. And to be fair, most of that's because I've lost them. So they've done me well. So I'm not going to slate them at all. Certain spanners, yes, I would say go Snap-on, or, you know, at least a decent brand. But for them, they're fine. A set of 8 to 32 ratcheting spanners. I bought these. I don't know why I bought them. I just saw them and I thought, yeah, I'll buy them. I don't know when I'm ever going to use a 32mm ratchet spanner, but I've got it. The ratchet spanners I use all the time are these Flexhead ones, these Blue Point ones. Had these for years and I just use them all the time. I'd definitely go for a flexi over a straight head at any time. These Max spanners I quite enjoy. These they're the slightly offset angled ones. They're just a nice spanner to hold, nice length. It's just, yeah, I like that set. I want to get the bigger set as well to complete that. Thin spanners for brakes. What else we got? Double-ended ring, ratcheting and regular. A few more just miscellaneous ratcheting spanners, long set of spanners, swan necks, brake pipe spanners, adjustables, crow's feet, you know, just general stuff for spanners really. Again, I kind of need to organise this a little bit more because it's just getting a bit muddly at the minute, but again, I just don't know how to do it. Moving down, so we've got a screwdriver drawer. Now it kind of extends into 2 drawers in a way. So we have those two. So we've got Mac long reach, all the stubby Snap-on sets. 2 are currently just in that car. I'm just too lazy to go get them. Snap-on screwdriver set. These diamond tip Phillips ones. I just saw them and wanted them. Tamper-proof Torx. A couple of trim tools. Same again down here. Radiator hose clips. Big set of picks. Long set. Another set of picks which I bought just because I wanted these bigger ones for the scrapers and just generally these bigger picks. And then a long set of Torx screwdrivers as well. Again, I could probably organise it a bit better, but here we are. Drawer just above it. That's where I've got chisels, magnets, mirrors, Allen keys, assortment of tools that I've made over the years, just general little bits like nut splitters, that kind of stuff, brake pipe, clamps, just generic stuff really. We'll go back to the middle before I get too carried away. No, not that one. This one, it started off as an interior drawer. I thought I'll have a different set for interior. So I've got trim tools at the back. These are interior screwdrivers, but as you can see, a few get used elsewhere, just when I'm too lazy to go, you know, if all my screwdrivers are out and I need one, I'll just go here. Small set of pliers and grips. I bought these US Pros, because these are basically a tenner a set, which is very, very cheap, and they're just good to have. So if you lose a 10mm, you just replace your 10mm, rather than being lost. And it's just because I do that all the time, I lose tools all the time, it's very irritating. That's why I got all these spares here as well. Just a generic, again, just cheap set of all these different types of bits and adapters, so definitely worth having. Bit driver set, and then this double flex head, bit driver and little ratchet. Use this all the time, it's very handy, especially when you're taking off bumpers, you don't want to take wheels off. Just get that in there and just undo the clips and stuff, very handy. Next one down, as you've seen, it's literally the most pointless drawer. I've got oil filter sockets, which I only use about 3 of them out of the whole set. T-handles, I hate T-handles, I don't know if I've got them. The only other things I really use out of here is injector seal puller in a tie rod end. Basically you put it in, put your extension on, and then it'll crack it off, rather than trying to get a set of grips in there. And the vernier gauge, the rest of it is pretty much obsolete. A few control modules I've replaced and I've just kept. 1 for fuses or 2 just to have, for testing purposes. So this is when, you know, you just need to replace a unit and see if something works. I know the faults on each one, so it's fine. Next one down, we've got the grips. So again, I mean, it could be neater. I'm looking at this on the camera and it looks quite dirty, but this is just how it is. Mole grips, general grips. Got these snap-on, you know, the ones that everyone was talking about, that picks up pennies. I've got the long and short ones of them. I actually quite enjoy these. These are very nice pliers. Hose clamps, oil filter straps, cylinder bore, honing tool, piston ring, expander, just to slide it over rather than trying to just put it on by hand and scraping it. A few just other little bits here and there, circuit pliers. Yeah, it's pretty generic stuff, pretty basic. This was like the air tool drawer. So I haven't used a lot of this stuff for a long time. So like 1/2 inch going back ratchet, air ratchet, haven't used them in a long time. A few die grinders in there, little cut off tools. Air chisel, use that quite a bit, and then the flappy disc grinder, use that quite a bit. Hacksaw, or air saw rather, that's quite handy to use. Air blower I use all the time, especially for when you're like, you know, blowing out engines and stuff, it's obviously handy. Puller, heat gun, super glue gun for when I break a lot of stuff, especially on interiors. Just a little pump for when obviously it's wrong fuel in, that kind of stuff. Next one down, it's all timing tools. pretty basic stuff, just, you know, cars that I've worked on over the years, I've needed time and tools for. So there they all go. Done that one. This was my bolt drawer. So this was where I kept all my stuff before I had the locker. So maybe I think I might put this into one of the drawers and make it a little bit neater, free up this drawer. Not sure, but everybody has this drawer that's obviously just quite handy. Electrical drawer. So this is, so we've got power probe, multimeter, amp clamp, soldering iron, another soldering iron, little light tester. This one's actually really handy rather than getting the one where you have to connect it to the battery. Very handy. Little blowtorch. I use heat shrink a lot, so this is very handy for that. 2 wire sets of wire strippers, little cutters. Worst thing is when you're trying to cut wires and it doesn't make a nice flush cut. These do, which is very nice. Little small probes when you testing ECUs. The amount of times I've gone to test an ECU, especially if another person's looked at it and the terminals or pins have been spread open because they've tried to ram in, you know, a regular tester. It's not good. So you use a thin one, put your probe into the bottom of it, and it works lovely. Contact cleaner with a little brush. This handy all the time, especially when you've got you know, just dirt and grime. A few bits of wire at the back, batteries, radio code saver, all that kind of stuff. This next drawer, this pointless me showing you, it's just full of crap, really. These were spanner rails, which I was going to use. No, sorry, screwdriver rails, which I was going to use, but they're awful. Bought them off Amazon. Do not buy them. They're terrible. So there's not really a lot in there. I need to go through it. Now, onto this side, that's, so just hide me. So that is just a, you know, crap drawer, really. Everyone's got one. That is that one. This next one, not much better. So we've got files, rivet gun, set of Stilsons, clamps, hacksaw blades, regular blades. Just again, nothing too special in there. This next one is kind of the, you know, get me out of trouble drawer. Everyone's got one as well. Tap and die set, stud extractors, stud pullers, drill bits, tap holders, turbo sockets, more drill bits, wire wheels, yeah, more taps here and there, sump plug repair. All this kind of stuff is what I use. I end up using it quite a bit because I end up breaking a lot of stuff. But at least I've got it to, you know, get me out of trouble. Hammer and chisel drawer, and not chisel, lever bar drawer. So hammers upside, pretty basic hammers. I'm not going to go through each one and name them all because there's no point. I recently bought these chisels. So this is a demolition chisel. I don't know why I bought it. I don't think I'm ever going to use it, but it does look quite cool. So yeah, bought that. Oh God, see, that's how careful I am with this box. And then this one, this is more timing tools, oil pressure tester, vacuum, coolant bleeder, chassis ears for noises, brake flaring toolkit, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So then, yeah, that's it. That's the toolbox done. I haven't gone obviously into too much depth, but I mean, this is going on for a 15-20 minute video, so I feel like that's quite long. If you want a more in-depth one, then obviously let me know and I can make it a little bit more extended. If you've got any ideas for how I can organise stuff, let me know. Just generally, just let me know what you think. If you want me to stop doing these, let me know and I will stop. But yeah, that is everything from me. Again, because I'm a YouTuber now, like and subscribe. And that is it. I'll see you lads in a bit.